Hello and welcome to Passion Supernatural Podcast, the podcast where we discuss what we consider to be the best soap opera ever, Passions. Here we are back for another episode, another big weekend, Sunday 2 p.m. Eastern exclusively on YouTube. Every weekend we're always here talking about, you can kind of guess it by the title, the late soap opera Passions that ran from 99 all the way to '08 for 9 seasons. Hi there, I'm Joe Velasquez, host of the show. Joining me today is my lovely co-star, Casey
Hi
Metcalf. How you
everybody.
doing?
I'm tired. Went to the
Tired
pool
out?
today. Yes.
Oh, that's right. You've got some busy stuff going on in your life right now, don't you? You got some real state stuff, bowling stuff and all, don't you? So, yeah, I can understand
Well,
you being...
bowling's over for now.
Mhm.
But next month, not next month, but August, I go to a meeting and we don't start until after Labor Day weekend.
Ah, yes, you seem to got you get yourself you
It's
got some
all,
stuff going
yeah.
for you. Yeah. All right. Now, and once again, as we usually do for the most part, we also have back joining us once again as our frequent guest appearance, Acacia. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good. I'm good.
Glad you're back. Glad you're with us as usual.
Thank you
Now,
for having me.
once again, people, we are back for another episode. We, like I said before, we air you for the most part almost every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, unless something comes up. Like I don't know, like if one of us gets turned into a dog by magic, or we end up under a rock or something, or we fall down a cliff. You know what I mean? Unless one of us dies or gets sick, we're for the most part we're here and all that, and we talk about everything to do with passions, whether it's the cast or the special effects, all that stuff. Everything to do with passions. You want it, we got it. Or at least I hope we do. And so, and every once in a while, it's been a while since we last have, but this is actually something to talk about today. I myself actually have a number of things to spread today for once, but every once in a while, it's been a while since our last time. But putting that aside, we every once in a while also have guest appearances who appeared on the show. For those of you who have been watching with us, you've noticed we've had 3 so far, and all that. Well, we are trying to get more, and I'm going to say I actually have a number of good stuff, some stories to actually share today, and all for all of you watchers out there, for my 2 co-stars here today, and I got some things here. Yeah, I got a lot to tell you guys. You guys are gonna love this. Yeah, so yeah, every once in a while we do indeed that and all that and everything. But before I go into anything, I'll just say this really quick. Also, if any of you people out there are fans of Passions, and you yourself would love to tell like your stories of how you came to know Passions, how long you watched it, what you remember about it, what you love about it, etc., etc. Or heck, even if you know of any of these Passions actors or anything like that, don't be afraid. Just give us a thumbs up on our YouTube channel, and just in the comment section below, just leave your name and your social media name, or what social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that kind of stuff, or whatever. Me or Casey, we're bound to reach out to you. We'll reach out to you. We would love to have you appear on the show. So just please leave us a like, or I should say comment down below. So, alright, now that that's all out of the way, I had some stuttering going on there, I will say, but now that that's out of the way, I've got some things to tell you ladies and all you folks out there. Man, where do I begin today? Oh boy. Well, for all of you out there who don't know or whatever, I finally was able to get my hands on the money, and I did about $22, and I did manage to subscribe to IMDb Pro, which a lot of people have actually said to me that if you sign up for IMDb Pro, you can actually look up lots of different actors, and you can actually find not, well, I guess it really just depends. I guess it really just, I was about to say not personal, but now that I think about it, there were a few that I found that were personal or whatever, but you can actually find contact of these actors, like, like I said, there were like a very few personal contacts, like emails or whatever and stuff like that, but for the most part, there was stuff like publicists and agencies and managements and legal legal agencies, whatever it's called or whatever, all those different types of people and all that, people that basically represent and manage the actors. It's there. You just got to type in their name or search for them or whatever, click on their name, and it's there in the contacts. And I started looking up all these different Passions actors. Oh my God, I was going nuts. I was going absolutely nuts just finding all these different actors who starred on Passions. And I currently, right now, in my InkPad thing on my phone, I have got a note that is so long, that is like flooded with contacts of all these different actors, not just Passions actors, but lots of other actors. You never know. I might want to send some fan mail someday, or I might want to, I don't know, if I ever get the money, which I doubt I do, maybe they'd be willing to make a birthday party appearance or something, I mean, all I gotta do is contact their agencies or their managements and see if they'd be willing to do it and all that stuff. But anyways, I found a lot of people, and then after I got all those contacts, the next step was basically, well, reaching out. Basically having to reach out to these people's, worlds or whatever, and finding them so that they can appear on this show with us. I mean, we already got Don, Danny, and Christopher, on the show as our three that we originally had, but they were kind of, easier to get, because all I really did was just simply Instagram them, email, or even texted them, if you know what I mean. I was able to get them. So that was a lot easier than this. This, you actually have to go through their agencies and stuff like that. But anyways, so just to give you guys real experience or whatever, a friend of mine told me to email, but I couldn't hold back. I started making phone calls. I just started calling or whatever. To name a number of the actors that I've called up and everything, I tried Blair Redford, Miguel number 3, my favorite, I know, unpopular opinion. I tried him and everything, and originally I found, the first one I called up, I tried calling the publicist, and the lady actually said that she was no longer his publicist, that he hadn't been under her for a while and all that stuff and all that, but that was alright, because I did manage to find one, another number under his contacts. I can't remember what it was, but another number of somebody else who represented him. And the lady actually said to me, when I told her what I was all about, she originally said that the answer was probably going to end up being no, because Blair is pretty booked at the moment, she said, but she told me just to simply send an email. She gave me an email address, and she said for me to just send in an email, and she would offer it to him and all that and see what he says. And I even told her, I said, if he's not available now, that's alright. This show is going to be going on for a while. When people are less busy, I can always try them again and all that. So, just if he'd be interested in the future, So, I sent the email, haven't really heard anything. And one very interesting one for you all that you probably aren't going to believe or whatever, I actually did manage to actually find one of Emily Harper. I couldn't believe it. Nobody knows where in the world Emily Harper is, and I did manage to find, for Fancy Crane, or in the end, Fancy Lopez Fitzgerald, I did manage to find, originally I tried her publicist, and the guy was very nice. He said that he's been out of publicity for many years, but he did remember her, but he wouldn't know of where she is, just so that she wasn't acting. So I tried another one, and amazingly, she was under them. And the same thing that happened with Blair. I'm gonna say this now, so I don't have to repeat myself. About 98 to 99% of all these people, of all these agency people that I've called up, about 98 to 99% of them, they all basically said to me, "This is what I want you to do. I'm gonna give you an email address. I want you to email me, and I will pass it on to them and see if they are interested." That's what so many of these places wanted me to do. And so she was no exception. When I found the one that she was under, they gave me an email address and they told me just send it in or whatever. And so I sent it in, haven't heard anything yet. Oh man, I tried it with Juliet Mills, same thing. I tried it with Philip, Jean Marie, I never know how you pronounce his last name. Vincent, I got an email back saying that they passed my email onto his person, and that she's going to give it to him to see if it's something he's interested in, but I haven't heard anything other than that. I tried Amy Castle, but Vicky, but so far the only thing with her that I was actually able to get through to was her legal representatives or whatever it's called. They don't do this stuff. They only do legal things or whatever. And so she's like, you want to try her manager or something like that. But the other numbers that I call for her, they don't work. They give me like the busy signal, or they get the or the number you have reached has been, stuff like that or whatever. So it's a little difficult to actually get through to her, but I'm still looking into it. For Casey's sake, I'll just say this for Casey or whatever. Yes, I am still trying James Hyde, but, Sam, but nobody over there so far is wanting to pick up their dang phones. That's a stubborn agency. Every single time I call, I keep getting voicemails for him. So, but I'm still trying though. I just gotta get the right time. To try and make this short. Amazingly, it actually really, really amazed me. There was like nothing, under the contacts. There was nothing under the contacts for Mackenzie Westmore. I was really, really shocked for how big she is. I thought there would be like a bunch of contacts under hers. It was completely blank. And I'll just let you girls and everybody else know that, unless we can actually really find something, like going back to what we were talking about before, like if Casey, if you, or actually both of you actually, if you both can manage to like Instagram or something, unless you can do something on Instagram or whatever, I don't think we're actually going to be able to get any of the K actors, any of the actresses that played K, because, like Taylor Ann Ramsey, originally Taylor Ann Mountains, that was K number 1, there's nothing under her contacts. Deanna Wright, nothing under her contacts, and you're going to find this amazingly, even under Heidi, nothing under her contacts. All the Ks, there was like nothing under them. I was like, I thought that these girls would at least have something, man. So unless you two girls can like get a hold of her, Heidi on Instagram, I don't think we're going to get any K actresses. But going back to what I was saying, I did Jesse Metcalf, I did Gerardo Colasco, Miguel number 2. Who else have I tried? I actually, here's something that you all will want to know. Acacia, I know that you haven't been introduced to this character yet, because you're not at this point in the show where you're watching. You're still in the very beginning. But the character of the actress who plays Fancy's sister, Pretty Crane, played by Melinda Sward. I guess she goes by Melinda Roth now, but I believe she's married, but I think she goes by Melinda Roth now. I came to find out, I actually found this very interesting, she is actually not an actress anymore neither. Because, yeah, I found some contacts under her thing, but they said that she was no longer with them anymore. And one lady actually said that she looked it up, and she found out that Melinda is not an actress anymore. And I was originally thinking we may have difficulties getting Melinda then, but unfortunately, I did find an email that I sent, and little did I have any idea, this apparently was Melinda's personal email, because she emailed me back today, or whatever. She actually emailed me back today, and she actually said that she really appreciated so much of me, thinking of her and inviting her for the podcast, but she said that right now she's just way too busy with work, and she's just way too busy with her kids that she can't do it. These people that for anybody that says no, that they're too busy, I basically have decided that I'll just give it until, later in the year, next year. As long as we keep the show going, I'll try them again when people are less busy. But as of now, we're not going to get Pretty Crane people, sadly, which is kind of sad. I was really hoping to get her. I would have loved to have met her. But she was nice in the email and all that. So I found that interesting. That's 2 Crane sisters that are no longer acting. Fancy and Pretty are not acting anymore. And so, but um, I mean, oh yeah, okay, yeah, and I did try Eric. Yes, I did. I tried Eric Acacia. I tried him. Yes, I did, and he was actually someone. I mean, I think we all know why. I think we all know why and everything. But he, somebody from his management people, whatever they're called, emailed me back and said that he thanks me profusely, but as of now, he's politely declining. He said that his schedule is way too busy. I think we all know why. So as of right now, we ain't getting Eric Martzoff as of now, people. So I mean, maybe later when it's less busy. But speaking of somebody like Eric, I'm having difficulties getting anybody for Galen. I'm having difficulties getting anybody for him. Yeah, and I sent in emails for Travis and Natalie, Ethan number one and Gwen number two. I sent in for them. Haven't heard anything yet. Um, oh man. Liza, I am actually going to say, Acacia, you're going to find this really interesting. I was actually incredibly shocked when it comes with Liza. I thought that Liza would actually, because I mean, she's the daughter of Susan Lucci. I figured that I thought that she would be crazy with her contacts, but I looked under her contacts and there was only one, and it wasn't. There was no phone number. There was no email. It was a name of a company. It was a name of a company that you click on, that you just click on or whatever, and it takes you to whatever. I showed it to a friend of mine who looked into it and said, okay, Liza might be a little bit difficult to track down because this contact that you found is not a contact, it's a company. And the thing of it is, that company was her father, and her father passed away. And she actually said, my friend actually said that she doesn't think that Liza and her father were on good terms when he died. So
No, and she's estranged from her mom too, from what I understand. At least the comments on a thing that I posted on TikTok. She and Susan Lucci aren't. I think she talked about it in like a TikTok or an Instagram live or something. That they aren't really. They don't. She doesn't really talk to her mom. I know that she did have a company, Sage Spoonful or something like that, which was like baby Tupperware. I don't know if it still exists. But I know I looked at it when I was pregnant because I was like,
yeah,
oh, baby Tupperware is cute. But I don't know that it still exists because around election time, she like kind of posted about like the tariffs and how it would affect companies and things like that. And so I don't know if it still exists as a company, but it was like
right.
Sageful
She
Spoons or
does.
Sage
Well,
Spoonfuls or
yeah,
something.
it's something like that. I can't remember the exact, but if you go on to like her Instagram, there is a contact button and there's an email there that I actually sent an email to, but apparently it's an inactive email because I got a thing back, mail delivery error and everything, and so Liza might be a little bit. It might be hard for us to get Gwen or whatever. Unfortunately, people. So, which is dang. Oh man, our lead villain of the entire show. Dang, we may not get her. So, um, but I mean, oh man, what we all know about Dylan Fergus since I spoke to him personally on webcam, so I don't really need to call up any of his management people. And the same thing with Silvana. She already told me on Instagram she couldn't do it, so I don't need to. But I did manage to find for Paloma number two, Anya Geelan. I wasn't able to find any contacts with like phone numbers or anything like that, but I was able to find one email. I don't know if it goes directly to her or if it goes to a management company. I don't know who it goes to, but it goes to something that's got to do with her. So I did email it. Haven't gotten anything back yet, so I don't know who I just emailed. But I did send in something for Anya Geelan. I called and then emailed for Charles Divins, Chad number two. Haven't heard anything. Tracy Ross, that's Eve. She doesn't have anything under her contacts, amazingly. I know she's retired, but I figured that there would still be some contacts there from when she used to work. Oh, and of course you're gonna find this very interesting. I was like, just my flipping luck on this one. Yes, I actually did try calling a number for Lindsay Hartley. I did try for Lindsay, and there's like only one number thing on her under her contacts on IMDb Pro. I couldn't believe it. I tried calling that number up, and wouldn't you know it, the number you have dialed is. I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me! I couldn't believe it. Only one number, and it gives me that. So, but there was an email, and there was like emails to like other managements that were under her. So I sent in an email, but I haven't heard anything, so I don't know if they got it. But like I said, that one number, I was like, come on. Oh man, I mean, who else is there? I mean,
Did you leave a message?
what's that?
Did you leave a voicemail for her or no?
I couldn't. The number was a bad number. There was nothing to.
Oh.
There was nothing to. That's what I was saying. It was a bad number. There was nothing for me to leave a voicemail, or I would have, if there was a voicemail to leave. Just today, I'm obviously unable to contact today because it's the weekend and all these places are closed for the weekend. But I did manage to find people like the actresses that played Norma and Edna. I found like them today, and I found the two Hank actors and the Jared actor. I even found the little angel girl. I managed to find the contacts to them, and I saved them. I can try them again when the weekend's over. But now, I guess, unless I can think of somebody else that comes to my mind, unless I can think of somebody else that I tried, now for actually the good news. I think everybody out there will all be very, very, very happy to hear and everything. There actually was one person that actually, I called the person's agency, I believe I called them actually yesterday, and I think in the same day, I think it was yesterday, if I remember correctly, I think in the same day, I actually got a response, and I actually got a yes. I couldn't believe this or whatever. There is one person that I actually got a yes, and all of that, for everybody, and you're a lot of you that were watching from beginning to end, it's somebody that you're probably going to least expect. I'm sure it's probably somebody that, unless you were actually watching the show when it was on DirecTV, so that means Acacia, you haven't even been introduced to this character yet. You're nowhere near it, because this woman doesn't even come in until maybe I don't know, maybe I want to take a guess, the ending of season 8, beginning season 9, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It was really, 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 really like very like inches from the move to DirecTV. So you're nowhere near to meeting this person yet, but this one seems so incredibly easy to actually get, because the management company that I called up and I requested her is actually right here in New York. And so I called up this person, and they said yes, just send it an email and everything. Like I said, like 98 to 99% of these people, they all want emails. They all want emails or whatever. And so that I say, no problem. I basically just copy and paste. I might change a few things, but for the most part, I send everybody the same email. I just change a few things up, like the name of who I want, and like I might want to add a few things, stuff like that. This person, they said just send an email, and I did. And once they got the email, they emailed me. A guy emailed me back and said, "Thank you very, very, very much, Joe. I'm adding in her team into this email right now." So I think there's like 3 people in this email right now, because this person added like a team in there, and then wouldn't you know it, sometime within the same day, I got an email actually saying she is interested. Thanks a bunch. And the person is none other than her. Her name is none other than Jill Remez. For all of you out there who actually watched the show during its final season, you will all remember her as that crazy, psychopathic, evil witch Juanita Vasquez. And so, yeah, we're actually getting her, actually. They actually just emailed me today Well, actually, first they emailed me before I went to sleep last night, wanting, because I asked them, like, how do I get in touch with her now to decide on when she's going to appear? And they said, if you could please send us details on your schedule so that we know, so that we can work it all out. And I sent them like this very big email of like my schedule. I told them I'm a free person. I have no life, but I named the days that I had stuff for the remainder of June. And I said, I hope that that's good. And they responded back just today, said that that's plenty of detail. And they offered me, or whatever, they offered me one of 2 days, or whatever, one of 2 days they offered me between June 27th and July 11th. And I talked to these two ladies here and everything about which is which and everything. I think we're probably, I don't know yet. I've sent into the agency people, the management people, I sent into them what day we are going for and everything, but it's going to be one of those 2 days, either June 27th or July 11th and everything, and then we'll be getting Juanita Vasquez on here, people, so she's apparently going to be our next guest appearance. I just got to wait to hear back from them. So
Another villain on the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. We get another villain on the show. Exactly. Aside from Chad, it seemed, which was Don Swaby, our very, very first guest appearance. It seems like all we've been getting is villains. We just get all these different bad guys. And before we go on, I will just say, as I was telling about her story, some people came to my mind. How could I forget? You're both are probably going to laugh very, very hard when you find out about this one, but I did manage to find contact, called. They told me to email, but I actually did for Maureen McCormick. That's right, I actually did, yes. Haven't heard anything, but I sent it in. So, unless... Huh?
Awesome.
Just what I was going to say, unless Marsha Brady wants a shit ton of money, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. We still don't know the reason why they didn't hire her permanently as Rebecca instead of recasting. We don't know why she was only there for 4 or 5 episodes or whatever. Your guess is as good as mine. Like I said, unless she was just, spoiled and wanted a lot of money. She's Marsha Brady, for crying out loud. I mean, what do you expect? She's probably going to want a lot of money. If you want somebody as big as she is, you got to be able to afford them. So for all we know, that might have been the reason. But I did try her, and I forgot. I forgot to name these people. I called and was told to send an email for Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Jessica #1. I haven't heard anything. And I think all of you out there will want to hear about this one. The one that really, really took me by surprise was when I called for Jade Harlow, Jessica #2. Again, I don't know who these people are. I just know that they represent the people. That's all I know. I don't know exactly who they are. But this woman is one. I caught this woman basically after business hours for Jade Harlow. This woman, it was after business hours, and she was in the car on the way home when I called. She told me that if we get disconnected, for me to call her back. Luckily, that didn't happen. But this is one of 2 women. This is one of 2 women that represent Jade Harlow. This woman was actually, I couldn't believe it. Most of these people were usually like I don't know, they just tell me, if you could just send in an email, I will request it to them. That's usually all they say. This woman actually went on a full conversation with me. She was actually asking me questions. She was actually wanting to know, who have you had on your show so far? And like how long have you been doing your show? And what is your podcast and everything? And she told me that Jade is very, very, very busy at this moment. She's very busy. And I explained to her of how we're just trying to get a bunch of Passions actors to appear on the podcast, but so far we've only gotten 3, and then we ran into a dead end. And she actually was one that actually gave me some information that I did not know was going on right now. I did not know this, but apparently right now she explained to me probably the reason why you're not getting very many people is because right now there is a hiatus going on right now. And a lot of actors are not getting very much work right now. And my friend, who is the one that told me about Liza's company and stuff like that, she actually said that that is true. She said that Days of Our Lives right now is a pretty dark, it's pretty dark right now, or whatever the word is. It's slow right now. There's a lot of actors that are not getting very much work. I mean, yeah, they've got work, but they're not getting very much. So whenever there's hiatuses going on, they usually like to book a quick movie, or they take their family and go on vacation and all that stuff or whatever. I mean, we all know what's going on with Eric. I mean, he's not been filming very much days lately because he's been on that thing you're going to, Acacia. So I mean, yeah, so you're basically going to see the reason why we can't get Eric. You can tell him that if you go there. You can say, thanks a lot, you chose to do this instead of our podcast. But yeah, so apparently that's, that's what she explained to me. She said that that's why a lot of people are not, like Eric Martzoff, is that they're not working that much because of the hiatus before, and they're just doing stuff, whatever, until they can start filming again. But yeah, she was actually asking a lot of questions, and she said just send an email, and that she would get back to me when she has heard back from Jade. She actually said that she would get back to me when she would, and apparently a number of these people are leaving it up to the actors. They're leaving it up to the actors. I thought it was up to the management people. I thought it was up to them, but they're saying we'll pass this on to the whoever, and we'll see if they're interested. I'm like, dang.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I forgot to mention, I also did try Mark Weistrack, Fox number 2, and haven't heard anything yet. And I guess I will actually fill this one in for you all. The one that I'm still trying for, but I'm having difficulties with, and for all I know, it might be a pretty hard one to get. I actually called 2 numbers for Justin Hartley. That's right, I tried him, and the 2 numbers that I have tried so far, they basically have said, unless it's a paying gig, they can't help. I mean, they're actually like the only ones that are actually saying, unless you're willing to pay him, then we can't help you, or whatever. But I have some other numbers, but I'm having difficulties actually getting through because, I'm having trouble calling through because, how can I put this? Because with this one number that I try calling for him, it's like, please type in the first few letters of who you're trying to reach. I don't know how to do that on regular phone. Whenever I am using my regular phone, I just see numbers. I don't know how to do letters and all that, so I don't know how that stuff works. And so, unless I can figure out some sort of a way to get by all that, I'm not going to be able to talk to anybody about Justin. I'll probably get my other friend that I've mentioned a few times to help me out, but it's going to take a bit. But he might be, according to my friend, she gave me a warning. He is very big, and he's very booked right now, so he may be a little difficult to get, or whatever. So, it's like I said, if anybody is like very, 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 very massively, extremely busy, I'll try them again later. This show ain't going nowhere. There are plenty of time that they can come in. Speaking of which, I also tried Brooke Kerr. Whitney sent in an email. Haven't heard anything. I tried Kathy Poe, I think her name is. It was the final Simone, the third Simone. Sent in an email for her. Haven't heard anything. The first Simone, who was my favorite, Lena Cardwell, she had no contacts. I did not do Christy Ferris because, as you all know, I already spoke to her on the phone. And I actually tried calling her just a few days ago, as a matter of fact, to check in and see why she hasn't answered me back. She's like, don't worry, I definitely have been getting your emails, and I definitely will. I will definitely answer you back.
Too.
Huh?
TC. You tried TC Walker.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. I tried, and he's also somebody that, unless I can find some other kind of contact, he's a TC Russell, Rodney Van Johnson. He might be somebody else that might be difficult to actually get through to, because
Yeah.
I called up them. They said send an email, same thing. I sent in the email. They got it. And right when they got the email, I immediately got something back from the guy who just told me to send the email. He said, thank you very much for emailing, but after you hung up, I looked into it and I found out that he is no longer with us. So I wish I could help you out more. So there was only one number under him. So I don't know who else to contact for TC. But yeah, I mean, and how could I forget? Even though Casey has done her job, I did reach out for Eva Tamargo. I did reach out for her. The company sent me an email saying thank you and that they would pass it on to Eva for me, but I haven't heard anything, for Pilar. And this one was rather difficult, like really difficult to actually get out of the numbers that were listed, to find one that actually answered and could actually help me. But I did reach out to somebody for Erin Cardillo, who played Esme, and still haven't heard anything from her. But yeah, if I really, think about it very, very, very hard. I mean, it's not like I can reach out for anybody for Andrea Evans, Ben Masters, or even Bruce French. I mean, they're not even alive anymore. So even though they all have contacts still on their IMDb pros and stuff like that, it's not like I'm going to get them beyond the grave. So sadly, I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, I'm like thinking to myself, for how crazy I've been going with calling people up, we gotta get somebody. Yeah, we got Jill Remez, who will appear once I hear back from them, everybody. So just keep watching, and we'll be having another a celebrity guest appearance on the show and all that. We just gotta hear back from the management people, and all I can keep on thinking is, as long as I keep calling these places, somebody's gonna reach out to us. There's gotta be somebody who's not too busy, or maybe, what the heck. But maybe I keep thinking to myself that I might have just decided to reach out to these people at like the bad timing, because of the hiatus going on and everything, and because people are still acting but they're not getting much work because of the hiatus. They're busy because they're like on vacation, or they just booked a quick movie, or here you got Eric Martzoff doing that tour and everything, and so I'll be honest with both of you, I actually considered, because of how many contacts I was getting, I started thinking to myself, yeah, we'll definitely keep this Passions podcast going on, but I started thinking to myself, now I kind of want to do a Days of Our Lives podcast because of all these Days actors that I've managed to find and everything that we could get for the show. But I don't have another co-host who actually watches Days. I need to find somebody who watches Days who'd be willing to join me and be my co-host. So yeah, ladies, I think I might be getting this podcast going somewhere. I mean, now that I'm finding people, it's just all a matter of them contacting me again, reaching back to me after I've emailed them. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, we got ourselves a,
Yay. I can't wait until she comes on.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'm really looking forward to meeting her. I'm like I said, a lot of you who did not watch the final season may not remember Juanita Vasquez. I mean, you just got to remember her as that crazy woman who desperately wanted to kill Pilar and her entire family and stuff like that, or whatever, And I'm excited. I want to find out if that accent that she was using in the show was a real Mexican accent, or if that was fake, or the only thing this is actually something that's going to get you guys to laugh. I think I mentioned this to you, Casey, but Geisha, again, you've not seen this woman yet, but it's going to get you to laugh or whatever, is that outside of Passions, the only thing that I've really known Jill Remez, that I found out from her credits on like IMDb and Wikipedia and stuff like that, this is going to make you laugh so hard, the only thing that I have actually known of her is that she was actually a puppeteer for Miss Piggy. Yes. Yeah,
What?
she was an actual puppeteer for the Muppets Miss Piggy. Yes. Outside of
What?
Passions, that's like the only thing that I know of her that says on her list of credits from either Wikipedia or IMDb. I don't know that other stuff, whatever else she's done. So, so this is gonna be big. We're gonna Casey and I. We're gonna have a lot of questions, for this woman. I mean, even though she was on, like I said, like what half, one whole, and maybe like I don't know if it was. I can't remember if she was very first introduced in the final season or if it was like the last one or two episodes before it moved to DirecTV. I can't remember, but she was on for just like I said, basically one season if you really think about it before the show ended, and she was a very very big threatening villain or whatever. So I
But she kept on saying that she's going to kill them, but then she doesn't do it.
exactly. That was one thing that really got to me big time is that she's constantly saying, "I want to kill Pilar. I want to kill Pilar." Then kill her already. Do something instead of saying it all the time. That was the thing about her so much that she was always saying she wanted to do it, but she wasn't doing it. Seriously. Yeah, when you get to that season, Acacia, she's actually going to be a villain that may have been a real threat, but she kind of went back and forth from being an interesting villain to not being an interesting character to then going back to being interesting again, and then she'll lose her interest again. She kind of went back and forth between being an interesting character and not being interesting because there was just way, way, way too many times to where she was just stand around and kind of be a Mexican Cruella de Vil and then not do anything, if you know what I mean. So it kind of got to me a little bit. Like, come on, just do it already. You got a gun, pull the trigger. So, yeah, we're gonna have to find out what it was like for her to work with people like Eva and Lindsay and stuff like that, because she got to work with them a lot. But yeah, so that's my good news for all of you watchers out there who watch Passion Supernatural podcast. Keep watching. Don't leave our group yet, if you know what I mean. We're gonna get some more people on here. Like I said, it was just gonna be a while. And I mean, for you two ladies, it'll be somebody else, and but now, I mean, what about you, Acacia? Now that you all have heard my stuff and everything, what about you? I mean, you're still watching. I just saw just like what I think it might have been earlier today or something. I saw something on your TikTok, if I remember correctly. I think it was yeah, it was actually. I saw that video. If I don't have the engagement ring on my finger, Ethan, I saw that and everything. I was like, oh my god, somebody's actually posting. I was like, oh, of course, I noticed it was you.
It's
So
me. It's me. I had made that a while ago, but it might have just come back up again. But
oh, I think it
yeah,
popped up just today.
yeah,
It was like today or yesterday. It was one of those two. I was like, oh, somebody's actually posting passions. I'm like, oh, of course, her.
I think I might have put that in my story or something like that too recently. But yeah, no, I made that a while ago. But so I watched like 2 episodes of Passions this week. Not
Great.
much, but 2. We're still in Bermuda. It's the same. Like Ethan now knows that Teresa is in Bermuda with not that she's with Julian, but she is trying to convince Julian to like adopt him so he'll be a crane again. And he's like, I need to get to Bermuda, and everyone's like, well, we're not gonna push you through to her room or like get you like a jet or anything like that because you're not a crane. And Teresa's like insanely drunk in Julian's room, falling all over everything, knocking stuff over. She plays such a great drunk because it's hilarious.
Lindsay Hartley?
Yeah, it's super funny. Luis and Sheridan are like in, I think, the next room over or something, and they hear like all of the commotion, and they're like, Luis like, I'm gonna go over there and tell them to keep it down, like not knowing that it's Julian with Teresa over there. So that's like, he keeps getting stopped. Sheridan's like, don't go over there. Like, you don't know them. Like, just leave it alone, basically. And then I think we're still on Warlock Island with Simone and Kay and Tabitha and Timmy are on the boat that's like on fire. And It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's
before you go on, just really quickly, because you mentioned Lindsay Hartley, and then I don't know how this happened, but it kind of triggered my mind. I forgot to mention. Don't worry, Acacia, because I know that another half of this I know you really, really liked or whatever. But I did one that I forgot to mention. One that I did actually call up, and I got the representative of and everything, and he said to send in an email. Was this one I'm hoping to God that we get, because I'm such a big fan of his, Nick Stabile, temporarily Fox. I did manage to get through with that one, sent in an email, haven't heard anything, but I did manage to get his actual guy. He said, yes, I do represent him, gave me an email. He said, send me an email and I will suggest it to him and I'll see if he's interested, and all that. But however, don't worry, I have not actually tried anything for temporary Teresa, whatever her name was. I found her and I got her contact, but I haven't tried to reach out yet. But so I just gotta wait until the weekend is over and I'll try her, because I know you liked her an awful lot. And
I thought she was good. I thought she changed, Teresa a little bit, made her more villainy. But,
right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So that's where I am. It's still kind of like, I feel like I'm going to be in Bermuda for like the next 20 episodes or something. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Passions. Galen Gehring has actually mentioned this a number of times, that something that is happening in Harmony can basically, something that should only happen for one day can basically go on for like 2 weeks or whatever,
It's just, so long.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Galen Gehring has mentioned that several times, so yeah.
So I can't wait till we are out of Bermuda. I know that once Bermuda ends, I kind of know how the storyline goes, like especially like with Teresa and Ethan and all of them. So it's like major stuff happens when when they leave Bermuda, basically, and same with I think Sheridan and Luis. So I'm ready to turn the corner now, but yeah, I'm gonna try to keep watching this week. Maybe watch a few more episodes.
Keep on going. So yeah.
But I haven't posted anything new. I've just been busy. I haven't really had the time to kind of edit.
Everybody's busy.
Pulling the clips, editing them, put like even like pictures with like the words and get them on. Yeah, it's just so much stuff. So
surprised you haven't out of all your TikTok videos that you make, I'm surprised you haven't made like any music videos for like some of your favorite couples or your favorite things that you think would really fit. I've made a lot of music videos with Passion's characters.
I know, I see that you make them a lot. I haven't.
Well, not a lot. It's been a while, but I have made a lot of them. So yeah, I just haven't.
I haven't thought about it. I have to like pull. There's a few. There's one that I would like to do. It's like a beginning like montage, like funny kind of montage of Teresa and Ethan, like when she's like dressed up, she's like the stalker.
I remember that storyline very well. That storyline.
Justin Bieber song called Maria, and it's about his stalker Maria, and it's super funny. I actually didn't even know the song existed until my stepdaughter told me about it. It came on shuffle, and I turned past it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you don't want to hear the Maria song about his stalker?" And I was like, "Sure." And I was like, "This would be perfect for a Teresa Ethan early collage, because it's totally Teresa stalking, like just being everywhere that Ethan is, basically." Like,
that storyline of Teresa being Ethan's stalker, because again, it was a different Ethan. It was Travis, so it was a little bit different thinking about how would Eric react to all of this. But because as I've always said, Travis was more open-mouthed, whereas Eric was more subtle and all that. But the thing of it is just I do remember that storyline, and I just kept thinking, with all the things that Teresa was accidentally doing to Ethan, and Ethan kept on believing that she was his stalker, I just kept thinking to myself, basically two things. I was basically thinking, number one, oh man, how is Teresa going to get out of this one? Or that's number one, because if you think about it, even though those things were all accidents, she kind of was stalking him, because
always around. It just looked so bad. Like she's like dropping paint on him, and then
like I said, they may have been accidents, but she was stalking him, because you got to remember, before he even knew who she was reading about him in a magazine and had him all over her room and clipping things out of magazines. That's, I can understand or whatever if you're like, this is a big fan. That's one thing, but she was really planning to get to
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
If it was the last thing she did, if you're planning to try and get close to somebody that they don't even know who you are, that is stalking. I hate to break it to you. So
Yeah.
those things may have been accidents, but it was pretty much stalking. But yeah, I kept thinking, how is she going to get out of this one? And number two, all I could really think to myself was, this is going to go on forever. This is like, this whole stalker storyline is like, oh man, who knows how long this will be going on, because I can't, because I can't remember when it was, whether it was before I moved out here to New York or if it was after that I finally found Eric Martsoff's very first episode in 2002, but I never really knew for a good long time of when it was that Ethan actually started having romantic feelings for Teresa. I didn't know if it was still Travis or if it had moved on to Eric by that point or whatever. So I wasn't too sure. So I was like thinking, like, since I don't know when Ethan and Teresa have become a couple, share their first kiss, and they admit they love each other and want to be together, and he doesn't want to be with Gwen anymore, this storyline is probably going to go on forever and everything. But
Okay.
before I knew it, no, I actually did come upon the episode that Whitney saved her ass and everything, as usual. And Ethan did actually come to good terms with her, and I thought that was like, I was like, oh wow, that happened quicker than I thought, and that actually turned out rather sweet the way he forgave her and stuff like that. That came out pretty great. So yeah,
It did.
but
I definitely like it did come out good. I think that also like what got like exhausting, because I just watched that probably like a year ago, that time period,
mhm.
was like he all like, of course, like I know that they were setting us up for Ethan and Teresa, but he just gave Teresa like the benefit of the doubt for everything. Like Gwen was saying stuff that was like actually fairly logical, like why is she in your bedroom? Like why is she coming out your bathroom in the morning? Like why, like these like logical things. Why is she in my wedding dress? Just like logical things. And Ethan's like, oh well, it's because of this, this, and this, and they weren't like lies, but they were just so far fetched that like like if some random woman's coming out of my husband's bathroom in the morning, I'm
Oh
gonna be
God,
like,
yeah,
like what, like I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not just
weird.
gonna accept it. And then like Gwen would just be like, oh yeah, well, I guess that makes sense. Like no, it doesn't make sense.
Well, what's interesting about it is that Gwen was on to Teresa long before Ethan was. I mean, Ethan, he may have suspected Teresa to be his stalker for a time and then forgave her and everything. But when it came to finding out that she was in love with him, Gwen figured that out long before Ethan
So
did.
quickly, and him not figuring it out, I think also was like even when they kiss at the pier, like he kisses her at the pier because they saw this movie or something. I don't remember the whole thing.
I
They
don't
were
think I
like
saw
in
that.
this movie together and they kiss, or no, she runs out because of something. She's like emotional, crying about something, and he kisses her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like you kissed me," and he's like, "You were upset, so I kissed you," which like also like why? But whatever. Like, and it was not like a pet kind of kiss. It was like a tongue, like it
Yeah.
was a good kiss, And he's like, well, you were upset. Like I saw that you were crying. So, and the fact that like that wasn't like, it still took like the prom boat thing to happen for Teresa
Oh,
to finally like,
I
oh,
know
I
of
love
the
you,
prom
Ethan.
boat.
I've loved
I
you
know
for
of the prom boat, but
forever.
I don't think I saw it. So I know of
Yeah,
the
prom boat is when Teresa tells Ethan like, I'm in love with you, like, and I think she even says something. I have it clipped on my phone because I was going to use it for something. She says, if I'm going to die, I want to die with
Oh
your
boy,
kiss
it's one
on
of
my
them.
lips. Yeah, and I was like, first of all, girl, stop. But also, like, then even like she says that and he's like, you don't love me, like you're just confused basically. And so it's just like Passions really drug stuff out so long. Like there were 3 episodes of her trying to convince him like, I actually am in love with you, and him saying, no, you're just like gonna die, like we're all gonna die on this road. No,
Originally,
like,
I thought it was mainly like that because, well, of course, it's a soap opera. But then I came to find out, no, there are other soap operas out there that don't drag shit on as long as Passions did. So, and there are definitely shows that I have watched where storylines went on for way too long. Like, I mean, Once Upon a Time did that and stuff like that or whatever, but I mean, Passions was just addicted to drug out storylines. And anyway, speaking of what you were talking about, of things that Gwen was suspecting, that also triggered my mind. There was two others that I forgot to mention. One that I actually called, left a message, and got a call back, and they told me, very, very nice lady, told me to send an email. Like I said, they all want emails. Kim Ulrich, Ivy. Yes, I forgot. I did try her, and I called, left a message. A lady called me back, and she said, you called requesting Kim Ulrich, and I said, yes. And she said, okay, send an email. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. She gave me the email, sent it in, haven't heard anything. And one, I'm really hoping that this doesn't end up happening for a lot of the people that I've emailed. I've told a number of these people, I've told a number of them that whether the answer is yes or no, I would really, really, really appreciate a, message back or a call back, if you know what I mean. And one person actually said, I cannot guarantee you that. I cannot guarantee that you will get a call back or a message. You might not. I can't promise you anything. I mean, you might, but you might not. Whereas others, I've told them I don't like being left hanging. It's just part of who I am. I really appreciate getting messages back. And they're like, of course, absolutely. And stuff like that. Well, but this one, I'm really hoping that it doesn't go like with this one. You haven't met this character neither, Acacia, because you're not quite there yet. This is during Miguel number 2, Gerardo, now Adrian back then, as he was known. Miguel number 2, when he was still trying to get Kay, and Kay was married to Fox. But one that I did actually called up, left a voicemail and all that, and heard nothing back, was one actress. Her name is Brandy Burkhardt, and she plays Siren the Mermaid. Yes, who was madly in love with Miguel and was really trying to get Miguel while Miguel was trying to get Kay. And so, I did not watch her storylines, but I know who she is. And so, I called up, left a voicemail, nothing. Well, then I tried again, like about a day or like 1 or 2 days later. This time somebody actually answered. And right when I started to say, yes, I'm Joseph Velasquez, I got this number on. Oh, yes, I know who you are. I got your voicemail. I got your voicemail. Yes, I will mention it to Brandy. I'll mention it to Brandy for you. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. It's just I never got a call back or anything. I didn't think you got it. So it's like, no, I got your message. I'll pass it on to Brandy for you. I'm like, okay, thank you. And that's that. I'm hoping that doesn't happen like that for all these other people. That's really like, how do you know if these people, when they say for you to send an email, that's one thing. But if you leave them a voicemail and they don't call you back and you're just kind of sitting there waiting, I mean, yeah, so sending an email is better than like what happened there. They got my message and they'll do it, but they don't tell me. I'm like thinking, why didn't you tell me? I'm sensitive. I'm an actor, seriously. So I was going out of my mind. So I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I did try those two. I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, you still got a while to go, girl. You're dragging.
I am, and I'm really. It's summer. I'm trying to, I turn it on when I'm, like I said, when I'm working. But I have a job where I have to make a lot of phone calls and get called into make meetings and stuff like that. So it's constantly like, hang on, let me pause it. Hang on, and then my son Arlo will come down and I'm like, okay, I'm headed upstairs now. So then it's like, okay, well, I'll pick it up because usually I watch it on my computer. I have a TV down here. This is my basement office. I have a TV down here that connects to a browser that I can watch it from the Google Drives. But our upstairs TV, I would have to do it on YouTube. And I try, I like the ones on YouTube, but if I can watch the ones from the flash drive, it's not a flash drive, from the Google Drive.
So wish there was a way you could share those on the flash drive with us. Because like I said, even though you can watch the episodes on YouTube, there's only about 99% of the episodes on YouTube. It's not 100%. There are some, I don't know which ones, but there are a few episodes missing. And again, there are some quality issues with them. Whereas I'm sure that if you have 100% every single episode that ever aired, and you probably have the original qualities and no mutings on them, and I'm like, God, I so wish that there was a way you could,
I don't
you
think
know.
that it's all. I don't think it's 100%. I think that there's some
Oh,
that are
really?
cut off. Because
I don't know
I
which
haven't
ones are
found it.
missing. I'm just pretty sure that there are some missing.
Yeah, I think that even on the file, some of them are maybe like half of the episode or something like that. I'm not for sure. That's what someone told me who also has them. But I've tried to get them on a flash drive, and I can't. Like, I think that they have it secured where you can't download it onto a flash drive. So
That must be really annoying. What ends up happening if the thing that you have gets broken or something? You lose everything that you bought.
so I have them all in a Google Drive on my computer. Like, that's how they sent them, was as a Google Drive.
And that
Um,
must really suck as well, because Google Drive is internet, and that means you can't go places where you have no internet and watch them.
unless
So,
you download it, which I can
which I'm
download them,
saying,
I guess, on
yeah,
my
they shouldn't do that.
phone,
You should be
but
allowed to watch them anywhere.
I'm not for sure. I know, and then they sent me an email. Like, I have the original email that he sent that says I have like lifetime access. So it sends the file. I think I'm not sure because I don't think that website exists anymore. Honestly, I was actually just on Reddit talking to someone else about this,
Right.
and I don't think that the website exists anymore. And there's a soapdvds.com or something, but it's like $400 or $500 for all.
That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Sounds
And I paid
familiar.
like 40. So
I still remember SoapNet. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, SoapNet. Yep.
I remember SoapNet too.
Yeah, I used to watch Beverly Hills 90210 on there, and then especially my mother got so annoyed because that channel was so expensive, and just knowing that I watched it and she couldn't cancel it to save money, it really irritated her. But then they canceled the channel, and then when I told my mother about it, she's like, "Why didn't you tell me? I could have taken saved money on that. Here I am paying for a channel that doesn't even exist anymore. Damn it!" And so she finally was able to stop paying for that because it wasn't there anymore. And she's like, "Why didn't you tell me? That saves me money." So yeah, but anyways, you know what? Actually, people, our time is up. I guess today, majority of my stories took up the time. Usually it's Acacia's story that take up most of the time. Today was mine, so we really got through today. Yeah. So anyways, people, all of you out there watching and everything, as I said, I mean, yes, we will be getting Jill Remez, Juanita Vasquez. She will be the next guest appearance on the show. Just keep on the watch. I will be announcing when the day will be and everything. You know, I'm just waiting to hear back from the management people in my email, and you know, I mean, we're gonna keep on going. Whoever we can't get now, I'll try them again later. I know we can't get Eric Martzoff right now, and I know you all want hunka Ethan Winthrop to appear on our show. I know, and again, just because we can't get him now, that doesn't mean there won't come a time where maybe he won't be going all around the world with a tour and all that. He'll be, I don't know, I'm not saying that we will get him, but I'm not saying that we won't get him neither. So, and the same thing goes for everybody else. I'm going to keep on trying, and so far only Eric and Melinda Sward, Pretty, and Eric Martzoff, Ethan Winthrop, they are the only two that have actually responded back to me and have actually said no. So, and Jill Remez is the only one that responded and said yes. So, we got a lot of people. Let's just hope that we get some more yeses and just be patient with us. And like I said, you two girls, if you're able to, I don't know, reach out to some people on Instagram for us, especially Heidi, if you know what I mean. You guys, see if you can message her and see if she'd be interested for our podcast. And I mean, and again, Casey, just because I sent in a thing for Eva doesn't mean that you can't keep sending her, you know, or whatever. Just don't stalk her. Don't become Teresa to Ethan, but just keep trying. You know, yeah. And so, like that and all, and everybody, hey, this show is gonna go on for a long time. I already know. I can't believe how far we've made it already. We're in the 40s, I think, right now. So this is like really, really good so far, and we're just gonna keep on going. So stay tuned for more passions. If you missed this weekend, that is totally all right. Tune in next weekend because we are gonna be back with more passions to talk about. Acacia, you get your ass back to watching. You're going so slow.
I am this week. I'm gonna really try to hustle and watch some, like,
Yeah.
maybe if I can get 10
You're
episodes and
like everybody, you're busy. That's all.
it is.
Like
It's hard,
everybody, you're
but I'm
just
gonna
very busy.
try. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
to
of course.
empty mornings. Maybe I can get.
Everyone's busy these days. It's absolutely crazy. And you're right. Now that it's we're going. I think we're still in the spring. I don't. Are we in the spring or is it now
No,
officially
Yeah, I think
summer?
summer isn't
It's
until
summer
like.
now. Dang. Oh God. Okay.
Is
All right.
it
Yeah,
summer
that's right.
officially?
Huh?
Is it officially summer? I thought that was like in July or something, like early
I
July.
don't know. Casey, do you know? I don't know. I mean, if summer starts in May or June, oh yeah, I'm thinking of which tomorrow's my birthday, people. So yeah, just
happy
don't
birthday.
forget,
Yeah, happy
wish
early
your.
birthday.
Thank you very much. Yes, yeah. So, but anyways, all of you people out there, just keep tuning in. We're gonna get more Passions guest appearances, and we want you to help us out too. If you're interested in appearing on the show, telling your story, just like our beloved Acacia here, who appears frequently, leave a name and a social media thing under in the comment sections below. Casey and I will reach out to you. So you just get back to us, and we would love to have you on here. There's lots more to talk about in Harmony. I mean, as I used to always say, whenever the show was originally airing, I used to always say something is rotten in the town of Harmony. So it's going to get worse, I can imagine, for them. But in the meantime, let's just keep Harmony going. I'm Joe Velasquez,
And Casey Metcalf.
and thank you, Acacia, for joining us once again. We loved having you back. And just remember, people, all of you out there, you are our passion for life. God bless, everyone. God bless. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have
Have a good night. Keep warm. It's pretty hot out there.
Warm.
Keep cool.